Welcome back to Momentous Struggle, a Star Wars Shatterpoint podcast. On this week's episode, Aubrey is not sure what we're going to talk about, so we're just going to ramble, I think, is pretty much what's going to happen. But for the most part, I think we're just going to talk about having fun, because there's been a lot of talk lately about the meta with the new updates and everything like that, and what's best in the meta. And I get it. That's like kind of what we all like, what podcasts are here to talk about, is what's the best thing to do. But we're going to talk about what is the fun thing to do. So we're going to go ahead and just jump on into it. Aubrey, how are you? Is your computer working properly?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. I set this thing up the same way every time, and it seems to have a technical issue every time I set up for the podcast. I it's not like I don't use it the rest of the week. I use it for other things. It works fine, Todd.
So it's like your computer is basically just telling you that you should find another hobby other than doing a podcast.
Apparently. No. Things are going. It's been hectic. It's summer. Summer is the busy time at my job, so a little more stressful than normal. But my week was playing catch up. I had the Kit Fisto box to assemble. I had the rest of the Chiati Mundi box because I basically just pulled Shock T out of it the moment I got that box and never looked back. And so I needed to actually put the rest of it together because I hear that Chiati guy might be pretty good.
That's the rumor.
And yeah. Although I will say, man, trying to put some of those models together, I used so much of like the tacky stuff instead of actual plastic glue because those look like they're gonna be awful to paint. Like trying to get like the robes and stuff, like everybody's got their arms crossed across their body and like, no, I was not having it. So, and spoilers, I'm going to Mr. East for his monthly tournament today, and I'm bringing some of those along, and like Nadar, like half his body you have to like leave unattached if you're gonna like get paint underneath his cloak or whatever. And so like he looks like he's like held together Frankenstein style with a bunch of the blue tacky stuff.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be, well, I'll be entertained.
Well, I mean, I typically don't attach my the model to the base until I have completely painted both. So just because there are those times where the base kind of gets in the way of getting underneath, like especially with the robes, I've noticed like there's just it's like much more difficult to get underneath those, get the underside of the robes when you're attached to a base. So
Oh yeah, no, I remember. Here's a fun story from early days and me not understanding this hobby stuff yet. I remember Matt Booker came to a tournament, and like all of his Imperials, like a whole squad, all of them were like completely unattached. They were like they were all tacky together, and I was like, why is it like that? Because I hadn't seen that before. Because it didn't even occur to me that like, oh, that makes it easier to paint them if you don't assemble them.
yep.
So there's my random story of Aubrey not quite understanding things in the hobby space.
There's different things. I mean, like there's a lot of things I think you can learn by like watching different videos and different YouTubers that have been that just do nothing but painting and get little tips and tricks and stuff like that. But I mean, from painting, coming from the 40K side, I would paint those probably in like every model in like 4 or 5 different pieces, and then assemble them after they were completely painted, just because it was significantly easier to paint that way.
Well, and those models are smaller too, right?
A
So
little bit.
I can imagine it must be, yeah, it must be really really hard.
Yeah, it's a little more difficult. It's a little more like I think you get used to it after a while. I mean, especially if like, when you look at 40K, it's you're painting what a squad is usually 5 to 10, and you're probably running 6 different squads of stuff, and then your stuff. So you're painting like 50 models. So you get used to painting that way, just to put an army together.
That's That's too many. That's too many. I haven't even started some of the stuff I talked about last week. Like getting practice on painting. Now this week was catch up in the rest of my life, and so I also got caught up on a bunch of the podcasts because I know I talked about it in the Discord, Todd, but Brandon Sanderson's latest book was a 60-hour audiobook. 60 hours long. To put that in perspective, what we teach children over the summer, like we try to get children to read 20 minutes a day over the summer. That adds up to about 15, 16 hours. This book is 4 times as long as that. So I was so behind on podcasts. I still haven't even listened to some of the new podcasts that are out there. We have it in our Discord, the other Shatterpoint content. Check them out. But I haven't even listened to either of the new ones because I'm like, all right, I'm in hour 37. We're almost there. We're in hour 43. We're almost there.
Yeah, that sounds awful. That sounds horrible. But I guess as a librarian, you have to listen to books like pretty frequently to understand what they are. I guess you don't read books anymore. You just listen to them.
No, I read. I've also been reading the X-Wing series because that's one of the few Legends series that I never actually read. It's weird to me. There's not a lot of dogfighting in a book series about Rogue Squadron. They do a lot of on the ground spying. Like it's like they were Andor before Andor was a thing. But they're just pilots. Like imagine if the Air Force was also used by the CIA. Like they had like that's how these books were written.
Well, you know what? When you were in the rebellion, you had to have like be all sorts of different things simultaneously. You couldn't just be a pilot. No, you had to have other skill sets as well.
I mean, I get it. I don't know. I guess I just thought that like Luke was the weird exception. like Luke could get out of his X-wing or like the snowspeeder and then use his lightsaber and take out an AT-AT all by his onesie. But like, I figured he was the Jedi to be main character plot armor guy. No, in these books they've got Wedge Antilles like just pulling the same stunts, and I'm like, what? What's going on?
A book that's like nothing but dogfights and like leading up to a dogfight and post dogfight. Like, I figured that would kind of get boring after a while. You know, it's like, I mean, I'm sure there's other ways you could go about it, but.
Yeah. That's why I haven't talked about those books because
you got to add a little spice, not just the salt and pepper, but you got to put a little spice in there, maybe a little paprika, you know, a little thyme or oregano. You got to spice it up a little. So,
yes, that's what we're doing with those Patreon articles, right? Adding a little.
Yeah,
spice.
I guess so. I mean, and they're free articles. I was just decided to start writing stuff. I was like, something to do. But yeah, I don't know. For me,
how about you? What
the funny thing is like I've been doing the same thing with the Chiadi Mundi box. Like I got it behind me because I'm like finishing up. I finished painting him 2 days ago. Yeah, like because I've just been doing a bunch of painting since like my wife is out on a camping trip with 2 of the oldest and the youngest, and the middle child hates camping, so she's at home. So I'm like, well, she didn't want to do it. I'm like, hey, you want to go do this? No. You want to go do this? No. I'm like, she just wants to sit at home and do nothing, or like, I'm like, even like this,
doom
yeah,
scroll.
well, and like the stuff that she would normally do with her mom, like she doesn't want to do with me. So I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? Nothing. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna go in the room and paint then. So I got a little bit of paint. I got him painted and got some MCP stuff painted, and then I just built both of the Padawans. I might just leave them headless because post Anakin meetup, for that moment. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Ooh, I kind of like that idea. If you leave them headless, you can just swap in whatever head you want.
Well, only on the one, because the one is like automatic as normal. Yeah, and then you have one that has 4 heads, that kind of bothered me. I'm like, I really wish that you could have like interchanged all of them. Like I wish there was like
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. That's funny. I was just thinking the same thing, Todd, because when I got there, I'm like, well, I don't really know who to pick because like all of those options seem really cool, like the Rhodian or the
Yeah.
Zabrak or like just different painting options. And now I'm like, ah, but I'm probably just gonna pick like a safer option. Like I might just do the human
Oh,
woman
that's
because I'm like
boring.
I don't
That is
know.
so boring.
Well, I don't know. It might be exciting with how my faces have been turning out lately. Like who knows? Or even the other like the
Yeah.
Nautilin's even a fun option because you could take them with like Kit
Yeah,
Fisto
I was
just
gonna
for
make mine.
flavor
I picked mine
and
as a Nautilin. Like that's the one I went with was the Nautilin. But I really wanted a Nautilin and a Rhodian. Like that's what I wanted, and it's like I can't do it.
oh. I wonder if there's a way. Well, see, and I didn't even think about it. I wonder if there's a way to kit bash the Ithorian. Well, but he has like a hunchback because he's an
Right,
Ithorian,
and he's got the
like,
goofy looking legs.
I am the hunchback of. Yeah, I am a
Right.
hybrid. Yeah, no, I don't. I get they must have really wanted to do the Ithorian sculpt. Like that must have been like they really liked that sculpt because it is cool. I like options. And hey, while we're on the subject, give me more Jedi. I need temple guards.
There's
Temple guards
so
so I
many
can have an
Jedi right
all-Jedi
now,
crew.
though. There's so many Jedi. Like there's an abundance of them because they're all good now. You can't like
Yeah, and I want one more, Todd. Give me one more. One more and I will be happy. Oh my word. I had to have my kid do the ponytail on Kiadi Mundi. That thing was terrifying. Terrifying. I could not hold my hands steady enough
tweezers.
to attach that to the back of
Tweezers.
his head. Oh. That would have been a good idea, Todd. That would have. Or use your fencing child who has very steady.
I have a
hands.
pair of tweezers that I keep right right next to all my brushes. I think I have two pairs of tweezers. Yeah,
So-
I have two. Here's my other.
So
pair.
that's why. So that's why there's tweezers in that hobby kit I bought. Got it.
Oh.
I've been wondering about that.
Yeah, I have multiple sets of tweezers in case I have to take two things on tweezers and put them together.
Oh my word. Well, anyway, the way his ponytail turned out, I'm kind of happy. It looks like even though he's kind of posed like he just stopped.
Is it blowing in the wind?
His ponytail ended up a little higher. Yeah, so it's like it's billowing behind Mr. Conehead himself, and he looks like he just stopped running. So it's fine. It's fine. The things we do in this hobby. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm ready to do more paint. I still want to do that practice session I was talking about before I jump on. Your Kiadi looked like he turned out pretty good, though.
He did,
Like,
other
I
than
saw
his
the pictures.
eyes. He looks like he's super shocked because his eyes look too big. So it just looks like he's like, hello! So I'm like, okay, no, that's fine. I'll go with that. But
You just painted him in the exact moment of order.
Right, he's just like,
66.
oh,
That's
shit.
all. Like he just turned. Yeah, he just turned around. The clones are attacking him. You know, we saw how that ended in the
Exactly.
movie. He's like, oh no.
that's pretty much exactly what happened there.
Or maybe it's like right as he got hit. Like he just took the hit and he's like, oh.
Yep. Yeah, that was funny. So like, no, and my daughter thinks he is the funniest looking thing ever just because of how large his cone head is. So I know she's watched Star Wars movies, but she just was just like, and she needed to learn his name and memorize it. So now anybody that she sees with a large forehead, she's just going to call him Kiadi Mundi. I'm like,
Oh no. Oh no, Todd. Good
I'm
luck
like-
with that,
I'm like,
my
okay,
friend.
it's a good thing that you're a adorable person because if you're gonna sit there and bully people, at least you're gonna be cute and adorable while you do it. So
This is the
no,
youngest,
this is my
right?
middle child.
Wait, what? Okay, I was not expecting.
I know she's
that.
normally
Okay,
very nice,
all
but
right.
she was just like, I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. There you go. So,
I mean, she is your kid. I expect there to be a little sass
oh
in
yeah,
there somewhere.
no,
Come
my
on,
wife
come on.
calls her a sasshole. So she's so.
God, I nearly spit out my water. What?
Yeah.
Have kids, everyone. It's
Oh
super
yeah, they're fun.
great. Oh wait, don't listen to us. Those of you who just had children
Yeah.
recently, your
Yeah.
children are wonderful and will continue to be wonderful all the way through their
Oh,
teenage years. Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah. Don't worry about all those stories that are completely true. Yeah, the joys. But no, I mean it was like so. That's basically I didn't get a game in this week just because with everything else going on, like kids and wife doing her thing. So because she's going camping, then going up to her cabin. So it's like she just was like there was a lot of busyness getting ready for that. So yeah, a lot of painting, just kind of getting that and like reorganizing and getting my painting area like kind of set up over here with like getting my paint set up and everything. So it's been nice though.
Yeah, no, say it looks like we both had a
Yep.
similar week of just playing catch up. Sometimes you got to do that. We just finished our league, so um, waiting for the end of league tournament
Which
to
is
show up.
less than
And
a week
I
away.
almost scheduled a game, right? Right? Oh boy, that's right. It is next weekend. Oh, time keeps
It doesn't
moving.
stop.
Uh, oh my word. But I anyway, I was saying I almost scheduled a game yesterday just because I was used to scheduling games on like my Fridays that I have
Mhm.
off. And I was like, I think I need to catch up with life. Or I guess 2 days ago, Sunday, whatever. I'm like, I am just going to go get caught up on other things because it can be a lot sometimes.
It can be. Like yeah, sometimes you just got to like take a break from it all. So I mean that makes sense. But yeah, I think let's see. End of league tournament. I saw that we lost one, but then it looks like we gained that person back again. So we're still at 22 people for our end of league tournament, which is wild. Like for a non-GT.
Oh,
Yeah, I got an email that like we dropped one
yeah.
and then somehow we got another one added. So, but that's wild, man. That we got 22 players for our end of league tournament. Like, dude, that's larger than the last GT, the ACO like, Atlantic City Open. That's like crazy.
I mean, we've been we I mean, not to pat ourselves on the back too hard, but we've been doing a lot of work, and it is Arizona. Like gamers come here to game because it's too hot. It's already over 100. It's
It was over
already over.
110
It's been
yesterday.
like one of yeah. It's like exactly. It was a. We have to do something inside. That's otherwise we're gonna die
Yes.
here. So it makes sense to me.
Oh,
It's
100%.
uh, uh
100%.
Arizona. But yeah, no, I'm excited because we're having to break out the LVO
Right.
terrain. We were just talking about it. I'm like, okay, wait. I was like, Todd has some of the blue. He has the blue terrain, I think, still, right? And then
You have all of it.
Oh no, I have it back. I have
You
all the
should.
terrain. Oh, well, okay. I guess I better make sure I bring all of it then. But you see my point? We're breaking out the big event terrain
Yeah,
for this.
I mean, you only need we only need 11 tables. I think Jared's bringing like 4. I can bring my official terrain table because I think we should have a mix of those. But yeah, no, and I think I know the guys over at Rogue Sport are wanting Jared to go over on the podcast and talk with them about the league, which is like super awesome because I think we had 34
Yeah.
players for the league. I mean, the nice thing I think about our league is that we had the framework from the MCP league that we've been running locally for like 4 years now, like to kind of use as what like know the successes and the failures of that and carry that right over to this league, which I think just helped make it pretty successful from the start. Like I said, but we have like a huge community here. It's wild how large our community actually is, and how amazing it is. It's like I can't even like say that enough. I don't think of like how awesome, like there's not a single person in our community that I'm just like, man, I don't want to play that person, or like, oh, they're not the best person, like, because sometimes there's in those games you're just like, I don't want to play that person. Like there's just, and Magic especially, like you'd go to like a Magic tournament and you're like, you'd see some of the people there and you're like, oh God, I hope I don't get paired against them, like type of a thing. It's like, so there's
Unfortunately, yes. I like to tell the story of when I moved to Arizona and I went to one of the bigger LGSs to try, like I was trying to, find players to play Magic with, because I didn't know anybody in Arizona. I had just moved here, and I had like my first experience with interacting with one of the Magic players, because I just entered in like an F&M or a tournament, or I don't remember what it was, but I just entered the event. I showed up. I'm playing in the first round. I'm playing, mind you, Todd, the first iteration of Death's Shadow, and I had just built the deck before I moved to Arizona. So this was like my first time playing the deck. And so like I'm making mistakes or whatever. I win the round, but I made mistakes. This guy had come over to watch the game, and like the minute we like fist bumped or shook hands or whatever, like, GG, he's like, "Hey, you did this, and this wrong." And I looked at, like he didn't say hello. He didn't say, "Hey, would you like some feedback?" or "Hey, good win," or anything. Like, that was how he greeted me. So then I looked up at him and I said, "Hi, my name's Aubrey. What's your name?" And he just stared at me in confusion and then walked away. Because he couldn't handle that level of human interaction.
That sounds very Magic the Gathering for some. So, I mean, there's a lot of that.
I was like, what? Yeah, that's what prompted me to look for a different store, because then, like, I think before the end of the night, I had another interaction with somebody like that, and that's how I ended up at Orc Slayer and ended up meeting all of you guys. So I think about how good it was that guy did that to me in a real life human interaction.
Yep. So luckily we don't have that, like in Matt, or in our Shatterpoint community at all. It's nice that we have, like,
they're all so nice.
I mean, we have a great community, and that's, I think, one of the nice things is that, we've and I don't know if you or I had anything to do with it. I think it's just like that this is like one of the nice things that, like, some of the better gamers in the state of just, or in the city, just like got sort of drawn to the Shatterpoint game. So it's been fantastic, at least, like, because there can be, like I said, some communities can have like those just, I mean, and we do have sweaty tryhards, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, Matt Booker's not a, like a, oh, I'm going to roll over and let you win, same with Chris and Hutchback, there, Jared, I mean, I think I've heard his name called on, like, Rogue Support, like, the last 3 episodes about, like, games that he's played against people and how good he is. So it's like, it's not like we have slouches that are not trying to win or something like that. So it's pretty awesome.
Oh no, it's crazy. I could go down the list of like a dozen or more people locally that have also done really well at major events or won entire events. Like, it's no, we're doing really good down here. It's kind of nice. And I'm happy about it, because I do a lot better with league. Like, I enter some of the tournaments, but I do a lot better with league play than with tournaments. I am way better if I could do like 1 or 2 games of Shatterpoint and then stop and take a break, because my brain will be fried.
Well, and you don't wake up and get your brain completely going by the time, like, for those larger events. So you're usually, like, still asleep, like, halfway through your first round. So that's also a problem.
Yes, that is a problem I have, Todd. That's definitely true. I am practically on autopilot during round 1 of the tournament. It's a thing.
It happens.
We'll see how we do next week.
No, I get it. I mean, it's funny. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, for the, like, locally, we do have our event coming up. I know I mean, looking at some of the other stuff going on, I might as well like give some shout outs to some of the upcoming stuff. I know up in Canada, like Chris or Kyle, I should say, he's running an event up there at Critical Hit. Like, so he's got like 8 players already signed up. Looks like our friends out, Dion, our friend out in Minnesota, is running his a big event out there. He's already got 14 people signed up for the 5th of July event. So, I mean, there's some good events that are popping up. I mean, there's not a lot of GTs going on right now. I mean, I think that's kind of slowed down a little bit. Um, there's Ironweld out and is having theirs on July 12th, but that looks like it's capped at 16, and it's an AMG event. That's interesting. So Ironweld's but got like it looks like they've got 12 signed up for that GT out at Ironweld. Zi-Fi's got an event coming up on the 12th. Also, they got an 18-person event that they're going to be running up there in Utah. So I mean, it's just like a lot of good events coming up, man, over the next couple of weeks. So like, go out to your local game store as always. Go play and help support, help grow your local community. Because like sometimes it takes that one or two extra people to kind of go out there and make something happen.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the things like we're talking about, I mean, you can you can run a small event with even just
Mhm.
4 people. I mean, it's probably only going to be like a couple of rounds because it kind of becomes deterministic when you have so few players. Like you play 2 rounds, and yeah, technically you could play one more round, but pretty much the person who's gone undefeated after 2 rounds pretty much wins the event. But that's okay. I mean, one, you could still run the third round if you want to. Not saying you can't, but because it'll make pairings weird in the third round with so few players. But do it anyway. Who cares? Start with 4 players, then hopefully maybe get up to 6 and go from there. Like you just need a small presence to get
Yeah, I
started.
mean, like I said, four players is a decent event. That's 2 rounds. That's like 4 hours of play. Just and you can sit there, start at like 11 o'clock. You're done by 3 or 4. So by all means, like sit there and have a good time. Just play. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff to do, man. I mean, there's and but yeah, I mean, like I'm looking at like the GTS though coming up, man. There's like I think there's not anything other than Ironweld. I don't know if there's another one until September. I don't think because there's ours in there. I don't. Is there one in August? I'm not. There's one in GriffCon. So there's one in the UK. So if you're in the UK, definitely. I mean, I met him that owns the store. We met him. He had him on stream at the first Adepticon that we were working at, that we streamed. So the guy that owns the store for GriffCon and created that. So he's got his convention and then his Shatterpoint. But looks like only 7 people signed up for that one on August 15th. So hopefully some more people end up going out to that one too.
And maybe it's just like our MCP players locally. They're just waiting for the last minute. Wait, no,
Potentially. Okay.
no
Okay,
biggie.
so Nova's looking pretty doggone good right now. They got 31 players signed up for the Nova GT in August.
Ooh.
So that's pretty awesome for Nova. So definitely, if you're going out to Nova, that's or you're thinking about it, like it looks like they're capped at 46 and already got 31 players. So that's pretty awesome. So like I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
Well, and hey, don't forget about
Yep.
Smite Club. We already have 25 players for Smite
Yep. I
Club.
think that means we got 7 spots left for that one. It's capped at 32. So definitely, if you are interested, by all means, sign up for that one as well. And then, of course, that leads up to going to LVO and in October. So a lot of big events coming up. A lot of GTS. I mean, there's a couple in. I think there's another one in the UK or at least in Europe, like as well. So, I mean, find an event. The prize support's pretty good. I mean, the top eight's where you get all your foily exciting cards. So, definitely, if you get a chance, get out there and play some events though.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
since before we jump into the main topic, I do want to give a shout out to all of our patrons. I mean, as always, you guys are amazing. Thank you very much for all the support that you guys give us. You guys definitely are the ones that help us do what we do. Like especially with all the conventions that we go to and the streaming and stuff like that, it definitely helps us get there, get the equipment that we need, and everything along those lines. So we definitely appreciate your support. But
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank
so
you.
like I said at the beginning, we were talking like yesterday about, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want to do the podcast for? And I had a conversation with someone else. I don't want to put them on blast, and they were talking about how everyone's talking about what the best thing to do is and everything like that, and that's kind of where the meta is and what's the best thing in the meta, and how that's like, and everyone's talking about that, and I get it. That's kind of like that's the new hot thing to do is talk about that for sure is what is the best thing to do because we got that big update. And I think like some people for the competitive players, finding the best thing is the fun thing. But like for some people, maybe you just want to play what you think is fun and not necessarily the best thing. And I think that's something we definitely have to maybe sometimes take a step back and look at. So we were going to talk about like, some of the fun lists that we've been playing with. And like I know for you, like fun list was the Jedi and then they just became good because of the update. I mean, let's be fair. Like you
Right.
wanted the Jedi to be good for like from the start, and they just weren't. And like now they're finally in a good spot. So I mean, it's fair. I mean, as far as that's concerned. And I'll start. Like for me, like one list that I built, like then I'm just about having a blast playing, is a Cad Bane, and this has to do with the update because Cad Bane now being in every era allowed him to be in like a very pure bounty hunters list. So it was basically I put him with IG-88B at bounty hunters, and then the Mandalorian, and the one that I did before it was with the Dark Troopers and the and why am I drawing a blank on his name? Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. Who was the bounty hunter that?
Are you thinking of
No,
DT?
no, no.
Oh,
Not
Bosk?
Not Bosk. Why am I drawing such a blank? I will find him on this thing.
Robot?
Not
Lizard?
Lizard. Dengar.
Oh,
It
wait, you
was
said not
Dengar.
Bosk.
Dengar.
Dengar. There you go. Okay, I'm like, there's only so
Right,
many,
right.
Todd.
I'm like, I just completely drew a blank. But I think the Mandalorian and he's really like Dengar's really good, especially when you're going up against people that are going to tax like the reserve cost and stuff like that. But Moff is not as prevalent, like especially in our community because everyone just likes playing Mandalorians. So it was like I wanted to switch over to Bosk because I just
As
yeah
I
right.
should.
No, but I wanted to switch over to Bosk and Han and Chewie in it for the money, and I mean for me it's like, but you could also go Bosk and then throw in IG-11 and just have two assassin droids, which I think is really cool too. I mean, but that's the thing is like have fun with it. I mean, IG-88 can be a fun model to play, and then just like kind of going into that all bounty hunters synergy with Cad Bane is a really a fun thing to do, and I think that there's a lot that to be said about just building that fun, exciting list.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So the Jedi. I'm gonna talk about a Jedi list, but only because it's a Jedi that I don't think has found a home yet, and it's because it's partly because she's the fixed Anakin, but then they fixed Anakin. So now, why would you play her when you could just play the better Anakin? Because now he's the fixed Ahsoka. I don't. I, I don't know.
But she's
Anyway,
not a
so
Jedi. She's a Jedi no
I'm
more.
talking about
Oh, Fulcrum. Okay, all
Fulcrum.
right.
Oh, so, oh no. I'm talking about Fulcrum. I'm talking about. So sorry, she's not a Jedi. Force user with a lightsaber who uses the light side of the Force and not the dark side of the Force, but is most definitely not a Jedi. Sorry, I misspoke. Um, because I feel like there's something there with her character, but the problem is that you need to be in kind of a super killy list, and that's not really what Rebel what rebels want to do. And so like I've been running her with Mandos and stuff, but even sometimes Mandos are not super killy unless, armor is running up with a big old hammer and smacking somebody across the face with it. Um so what I was thinking is, what if you paired her with Jedi Luke, because now he has that bubble where he's helping out your team a lot, which frees her up to go just do her punch him in the face real hard. And then I kind of just like lore stuff, right? So I think it would be cool, like, because we still have not seen like where Ahsoka and Sabine were like training
Mhm.
together, but maybe Sabine shows up like at you know with Ahsoka. They meet Luke. They go on an adventure. I don't know. I just think it would be cool to have a situation where the three of them met. And now I have to build the rest of the list because that's about as far as my brain has gotten. Because you need Sabine's you need Sabine's out of activation movement, because again, Ahsoka's very selfish on her turn. She just runs her up, and then you probably just bring Rebel Commandos because are we ever gonna play a list that doesn't have Rebel Commandos in it if we're playing Rebels?
I mean, if you
Like,
like,
is that
again,
is
that's
that
one of
even a
those where
thing?
like you definitely want to be bringing them, especially kind of like where in a world where you have points that aren't when you're not playing shifting or sabotage. I mean, because like there's shifting sabotage, you just the deployments kind of are set in a very specific way where it's like, okay, I'm going to be on these 2 points or challenging or engaged with these back points, compared to the first contact and odds where everything is kind of more spread out, and having those units that can just deploy at range 3 if you remember to deploy at range 3 and don't want to blame somebody else because you forgot and not the person that was like talking to you, but there's that. So I mean, as long as you remember to deploy.
I don't know what you're talking about, Todd.
But yeah, I mean, there's definitely
All right,
that.
all right. I figured it out. I figured it out. Okay, so just imagine that Ezra has got his Moses. I'm set my people free look instead of his little teenage look. Then we're gonna grab Ezra. Ezra's gonna jump into this party. He can go with Luke, and then unfortunately, the only problem with this is I either now have to bring Ewok hunters or Lando and Partu, which feels kind of weird. But I guess we just bring Lando and Partu because Lando can join the Jedi party. Just keep him away from Ahsoka, because I don't think she would take too kindly to his capes. His capes. How about that?
I mean, he's I picture Lando like, especially if like it was like Lando in like Rebels, like that Lando where he was just a scheming. Ahsoka really wouldn't like him at that point in time, where he's just trying to find the angle every time. I mean, he's always still trying to find the angle, but like he was the up and comer trying to find the angle in like Rebels. So like if it was that one, Ahsoka would be like, no, she wouldn't be dealing with it. Can you imagine like if there was an episode where those two
And
came
I'm
together, like in Rebels, where Ahsoka, like Fulcrum Ahsoka, had to interact with that Lando?
that Lando.
That would have been
Yeah.
fantastic.
Nah, I was thinking a more respectable Lando, New Republic Lando. Yeah, we're not speaking against Lando. I was just thinking of that meme where like Luke is checking out Ahsoka, and then Anakin Force Ghost goes, no, stay away from stay away from her. And now, but I'm transposed Lando in there. Like Lando's like, ooh, who's this? And it's like, no, stay
Lando
away.
going, what have we here? I can see that.
Yes.
Yep.
Now that I completely butchered it, I don't know if that list would be good or not.
Again, we're not
but I
looking
think
for
it would
good
be-
though.
I think it would be
Exactly.
a lot of fun.
We're not looking for good necessarily. I mean, like I said, I think we're still looking for like fun. I mean, it's like I said, I think that bounty hunters list that like I came up with, it's definitely it has play. I mean, it has the Mandalorian, so I mean, it's definitely got play. And Cad's in a good spot right now. He's got a lot of good pieces. again, but it's like it's. I think with anything, I think you like in this game. I think there's always a place where like good play can get you a pretty far with things, and you just have to sit there and find that way to get there. And that's I think the biggest piece of it is just finding that what you think is what you're enjoying playing. I mean, like I said, some people enjoy winning. I mean, that's and play and mid maxing the entire thing, and that's uh-oh.
People like playing a competitive game and then winning the competitive
It's a shock,
game?
I know. Shocker. I mean, but again, not all of us are going to be
What?
evil Houdini Scott and sit there and be able to go completely undefeated in every GT that we play in. I don't. He still hasn't lost a single GT game. That's wild.
Nope. No, he has not. He definitely has not, which is
That's
wild.
just insane. Like that's wild. Like he's like the Michael Jordan of Shatterpoint. That's what it is. He's the GOAT at this point in time.
Well, again, I've been getting caught up on my podcast. You know, Rogue Support has put a bounty on his head now. Like, just not even like him losing the tournament or anything. It's just literally somebody needs to beat him. Like,
well, I don't think it's Rogue Support as much as it's as it's Matt. I think it's.
Okay, sorry. Yes. Matt specifically has put a bounty on. That's true. I should put words in all of their mouths, just one of their mouths.
No, I thought that was cool. I mean, and made a Mandalorian like the Mandalorian trophy and painted it Scott's favorite color, which is like hilarious. I mean, like there's just like the little nuances of the entire thing are fantastic. So like that's awesome. So. I mean, I don't know. Should we make one for Booker? Because Booker wins a lot of events. Should we make a local Arizona one?
I don't know. So no, that's the problem. We were just talking about this, Todd. If I was gonna make a bounty on somebody, I got like a dozen different people around here that like. I mean, Lamb Chop went undefeated with Kit Fisto and
Adepticon.
Adepticon. Like, I mean, there's another one. We've got the Raider brothers here. They had doing pretty good respectively. Like come on, I could keep rattling off names.
Right.
Like it's more like it's more like we need a reverse bounty. Get like I should get something every time I lose to all these great players, because like I was looking at my results and I'm like, man, I'm not doing so good on long shakes, and then I'm like, I'm playing against Matt, Chris, Liam, Sheev, all these like really good players. I'm like I don't have any. I need some. I need some people that don't play as well. Even our new players, they all come from other game systems, and they're like, "Oh, so this is like that and that and that." And by the time our learn to play game is done, they know more about Shatterpoint than I do. And I'm like, okay,
yeah. That's like silver lining is like because he came from playing 40K, so it's just like he has all of the theory. He has all of the theory for playing miniature games, so it's just like he's like, yeah, I get it, and it's like, oh, okay, just do this, So it's. I mean, and that's part of, like, I mean, our 40K community is huge here. So it's like, and there's a lot of people that like supplement playing like those games. It's like, oh, I just want to get a game I can get done in 2 hours instead of a game that casually it's going to take me 4 hours to play, 4 to 5 hours. So, so like this is a good supplemental game, and like for a lot of those people here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So I came up with one more for like as far as fun lists. And for me, it's still, I still think that the Separatist droids are still a fun list to play. They are definitely not the best thing to play, but like there's so much like with all of the stuff that Kalani can do like early in the game, and then the stuff that Kraken can do with moving a droid. And like all of that droid synergy, I think is still fun. And there's a lot of play there. It's just that, again, not the best thing to do, but I think a lot of people have like stopped playing them in exchange for the new fun hot things to do. Especially, There's the Mandalorians are so popular, like that, like a lot of people are going to just play that. The Jedi are just very, very good right now. Empires was so good for so long that like a lot of people were just playing that. Well, if you were playing the bad guys, you were just playing Empire because there was just a lot better things to do. So I think like we just naturally moved away from playing droids. So what I was looking at, especially because the B or the Magna Guards just are not that great anymore, is going with Asajj with Kalani and the B ones because again, I love me Asajj. No, I'm not. I'm gonna just keep on playing her. But the other squad was going to be Maul with Kraken and the B2s. And I like that. I mean, because the B ones you can just put
Ooh.
onto the bottom of they're pretty much a dead activation. But the nice thing about them being a dead activation is you can just throw them on the bottom of your deck when they come up because of their ability. Because like I don't know if you recall that or not, but they have
Yeah, it's
yeah
free. It's a free
correct
reserve or
they
whatever, right? Or not. Sorry, not a free reserve, but they instead of reserving them, you put
yeah
them
so
on the
it's like
bottom.
it's an innate ability. Well, I guess I'm in charge now, and you can just when you reserve them, just throw them to the bottom of the deck, which is nice because it's like I said, they're not the greatest activation. I mean, unless you have a specific need for them, like yeah, just throw them on the bottom of the deck and play with all the fun stuff. So that's kind of where, but I like that. I think they're kind of fun. And definitely something worth looking into is playing these guys. Again, not the best thing. They're definitely not, but it's still fun.
Yeah, the more I think about how events played out in the Star Wars story, like obviously George Lucas, I don't think really intended for Maul to come back. But if you imagine that Maul had survived the duel on Naboo, like maybe they had fought to a standstill and he escaped instead of the events that took place, it kind of makes me wonder. I still feel like Sidious would have been according Dooku for his political connections and like his family heritage and everything. So what what really was the plan there? Like, was he just gonna off Maul at some point after he had outlived his usefulness, or
That sounds like a very
you
Sidious
just,
thing to
or maybe
do.
he was just right, right. Like I just wonder because like obviously he had the whole Dooku thing happening at that same time. Like all of that was taking place, and it's just interesting because especially if you go by Legends continuity, Darth Plagueis was alive during the events of the Phantom
Right.
Menace. He actually dies at around the same time as the end of that
Mhm.
movie. Like because that's when Palpatine actually kills him. So like it's really funny to watch the scene where he's talking to Maul because Maul I this was never quite clear to me and I just don't remember. Uh I don't know if Maul knew that that Plagueis was even alive because like in that scene where he gives instructions to Maul in the movie, Maul leaves and then Darth Plagueis shows up and talks to Palpatine about their plans. Like that's the timeline there. So the whole rule of two, one master, one apprentice, they play around with that all the time. The Sith aren't even good at following their own rules, which is on brand for
Yeah,
them.
like you can always even go back to like the Darth Bane books and stuff like that, and like the rule of two was kind of not existing, and then he made it a thing again. So they've played loose with the rule of two throughout the Sith history, anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Just anyway, that's just what my thought process was because this looks like a fun list. I mean, as always, I worry like, do we have enough out of activation movement for the whole team? But we're talking about fun lists. We're talking about fun lists. It doesn't matter. It
Yeah,
doesn't
no, like
matter.
I said, again, not the best thing to do, but it's fine. We'll have fun with it. So what do you have any other
Yeah,
lists?
yeah. Oh no. So I'm gonna make us a fun list. I'm gonna make us a fun list because I have to use the the evil tag that is Darth Vader's Galactic Republic tag to make us a list because I'm gonna do some more some what if scenarios because we were kind of talking about like the what if stories in the comics, and I kind of like how about an alternate what if Obi-Wan joined the Obi-Wan and Ahsoka joined the Empire squad. So you'd have Darth Vader with Snips and the 501st, because you got to have the 501st in this theme. Then you got let's see, who do I want to try out? Well, I'm thinking we'll do General Obi-Wan Kenobi, just straight up, and then let's see, bring Rex to the party, because Rex would probably stick around if they all stuck around, and I don't know who else. You know what? The 212th, because Cody sticks around for a little bit too. So there you go. I made my, but this is all dark side theme. You gotta if you run this list, you have to paint Obi-Wan with a red lightsaber. I called it right now.
Man,
Same with Snips.
Did that kill you a little bit on the inside to say that?
You know what? If they're going to give me Darth Vader with a Galactic Republic tag, I might as well use it. I say this again. I don't have a problem. Like, if this was Mustafar Vader, I actually don't have a problem with a Galactic Republic tag. It's a transition period. It's the fact that it's obviously the Darth Vader from the Kenobi show, which is 10 years after the fall of the Republic, Todd. 10 years after the fall of the Republic. Completely different.
I think it's fine. I don't see why you're having such a problem with this. It seems perfectly fine. Well, that sounds interesting. Fine. So the last one that I came up with was a pretty much all ladies list. It's basically going Queen Amidala, the Queen Amidala box, Queen Amidala, Sabe, and the Naboo Roy Handguard with Luminara, Shakti, and here's where because you just don't have any Republic era female supports, so I had to go with the Padawan learners. But I thought that would be kind of fun. Like it's like close enough. So like it was just the ladies night type of a game where you're basically playing like I said the queen and all of her royal bodyguards and all that good stuff, along with Lumi. I mean, like Lumi can bring some really fun stuff because, like her heals, and really kind of keeping like Sabe and the Royal Handmaidens alive a little bit, and maybe like doing some healing and stuff like that. So again, not the best thing, but I think that'd be kind of fun to play.
So does that make this like a harem anime, since the Ithorian is the only male and he's surrounded by a bunch of women?
Yeah, sure. That's a very strange person to be in charge of the harem. But yeah, the young child leading his harem.
Hey, anime's done some weird stuff, man. That's all I'm saying.
You are not wrong. You are not wrong at all. All right. Well, do you have anything else? Because I think, we've been rambling long enough for people to sit there and be like, what the hell were these guys talking about all day?
We were having fun, everyone. Remember, one of my rules, I have to make this a rule for story time, is to have fun. Because otherwise, some of the more seriously minded parents and caregivers will be like, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna like it. And if you move, I'm gonna take you down. And it's like, whoa, calm down. This is supposed to be fun. It's story time, not basic training.
You never know. I mean, it could be basic training. Like, you're gonna learn. You got to do the knife fight. You're gonna learn. So, do you need me to come in and be some like drill sergeant Todd is going to teach you is going to learn you something? I'm going to learn you something.
I mean, yeah, but for the grown-ups, that's what they don't realize, is that story time's actually for them. I'm teaching them how to interact with their children so that their children don't go insane.
Fair enough. Sometimes we forget, man, because they drive us insane. I mean, so, be careful out there, parents.
Yes. Well, welcome to Momentous Struggle, a struggling parents podcast.
Very much so. Very much so. All right. Well, I guess that kind of closes it out for us, everybody. Thanks again for listening and listening to the ramblings of our fun, not competitive list. So, remember, go out there, have fun, play a list that, maybe isn't the best thing to do, but you enjoy playing. So have fun with it. So as always, though, thanks again for listening, and long live the Empire.
May the Force be with you.